Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to have a look at this question on further logarithms. Now, the question is simplify fully the logarithmic expression, comma, showing clearly all the workings. Now, we need to simplify this logarithmic expression showing our workings, that is all our workings clearly. Now, this one is the logarithm of 10 plus 3 root 10, close the bracket, plus the logarithm of 10 plus the square root of 90 plus root 90. Then close the bracket again. Then plus the logarithm of 10 minus the square root of 90 plus root 90. Then we close the bracket. Now, this is a unique logarithmic expression, but we need to simplify it fully. Now, let us have a look at how we can solve this logarithmic, not how we can solve, but how we can simplify this logarithmic expression. Now, having a look at this logarithmic expression keenly, you can look at this. We have 10 plus the square root of 90 plus root 90. And we also have here 10 minus the square root of 90 plus root 90. Now, from the basic laws of logarithms, we always know that since this one and this one and this ones, they are logarithm of the same base, and there is an addition sign in between, then we can combine them through multiplying these ones. Now, in this case, we need first to combine this one and this one to be a logarithm of a single number, because there is something that we can see from it. Because this one is 10 minus, this one is 10 plus root, that is the square root of 90 plus root 90. And this one is 10 minus the square root of 90 plus root 90. So this one is a difference of two squares if we multiply them, or if we combine this one and this one to be a logarithm of a single number through multiplication, because there is an addition sign in between, then this one and this one is a difference of two squares. For example, given a plus b, then close the bracket, then a minus b. What is the result? If you expand this, then you will obtain a squared minus b squared. The same applies to this one and this one. And therefore we shall have the logarithm of, that is 10 plus 3 root 10, then close the bracket, then plus the logarithm of, since this one and this one is a logarithm of the same base, then we can combine it as a single logarithm, and therefore we shall have 10 plus the square root of 90 plus root 90, then close the bracket, times, we have 10 minus the square root of 90 plus that is root 90. Then we close the bracket. So we have combined this one and this one to be a logarithm of a single number through multiplication because of this plus. That is from the basic laws of logarithms. Therefore, we shall have the logarithm of 10 plus 3 root 10, then plus the logarithm of, if we expand this, then we shall just say 10 times 10, which is 100, then minus the square root of 90 plus root 90 times the square root of 90 plus root 90 from surds. This one and this one goes. This one and this one simplifies. And therefore, from surds, if we multiply this one with this one, then we shall have 90 plus root 90. That means we shall remain with one of the elements because this one and this one is the same. So we shall remain with 1. That is 90 plus root 90. We shall remain with the element or what is under the root sign. So we shall remain with one of them. Then we close the bracket that way. Then we also close this bracket this way. Now from there we can proceed, and therefore we shall have the logarithm of 3 plus 3 root 10, then close the bracket, plus the logarithm of, we have 100. Now we need to open the bracket here, and therefore it will be minus 90, then minus root 90. Then we close the bracket that way. And therefore, in this case, we shall have the logarithm of 10 plus 3 root 10, close the bracket, plus the logarithm of 100 minus 90 is 10 minus root 90. Then we close the bracket that way. Now, since we have two logarithms, we can combine them to be a logarithm of a single number. Now, from the laws of logarithms, since there is an addition sign in between, then we can multiply this one and this one directly. And therefore, we shall have the logarithm of 10 plus 3 root 10, close the bracket, times 10 minus root 90. And then we close the bracket. Because we have combined this one and this one to be a logarithm of a single number, since they are of the same base. And there is an addition sign in between. Now from there, we shall have the logarithm of 10 plus 3 root 10, then close the bracket, into 10 minus root 90 can be written as the square root of 9 times 10. Then close the bracket that way. Then from there we shall have the logarithm of 10 plus 3 root 10, close the bracket, then open 10 minus, from surds, this is just the same as the square root of 9 times the square root of 10. Then close the bracket that way. From there we shall have the logarithm of 10 plus 3 root 10, close the bracket, then open 10 minus, the square root of 9 is 3, then root 10, close the bracket. Now looking at this, it is a difference of two squares because there is an addition sign in between here and there is a minus here. There is 10 here, there is 10, there is 3 root 10, 3 root 10. This is a difference of two squares, and therefore, if we multiply them, then we shall have the logarithm of 10 times 10 is 100, then minus 3 root 10 times 3 root 10 is just the same as 3 times 3, which is 9, then root 10 times 10 is 100. Then we close the bracket that way. Now from there we shall have the logarithm of 100 minus 9 times the square root of 100 is 10. Then we close the bracket that way. Therefore, we shall have the logarithm of 100 minus 9 times 10 is 90. Then we close the bracket that way. In this case, we shall have the logarithm of 100 minus 90 is 10. What is the logarithm of 10? The logarithm of 10 is 1.